السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته طلبة المرحلة الأولى الأعزاء. I am Assistant Lecturer Ibrahim Ali, English teacher. So I am going to talk with you about 12 units. So let's take first unit, right? Yes, here we have first unit. Here we have three topics: grammar, reading and speaking, and also synonyms. عندنا النحو والreading والspeaking, and then also we have المرادفات. Right, so let's start with the first one, which is grammar. right, the موضوع عن grammar, tense review and reflexive pronouns. نتحدث عن الأزمنة، بعدين نتحدث عن الضمائر الانعكاسية. Reading and speaking, what makes us a human. Right, so let's come to the second slide. Yes, here we talk about the first tense, which is the present simple tense. What do we mean by present simple tense? The present simple tense is used to refer to habits, عادات, facts, الحقائق, and actions that stay for a long time. She always visits her grandmother at weekends. They often travel abroad by plane. She's a nurse, he's not a doctor. طبعا لاحظتوا الآن في مثال example number 1, 2, 3. Always هاي عادة. They often travel أيضا عادة. She's a nurse هاي facts حقائق. إذا هاي present simple. Right? عندنا في الحالة second case, which is negative, he is not a doctor. النفي في حالة negative in case of present simple. النفي في حالة المضارع البسيطة. right. الآن ننتقل the present continuous المضارع المستمر. What is the present continuous? ما هو المضارع المستمر? We use the present continuous tense to describe what is happening at the moment of speaking. استخدم المضارع المستمر لوصف ما يجري في حالة الكلام. في لحظة الكلام. It's also used to refer to future plans. also يستخدم للخطط المستقبلية. Let's take a look at these examples. Mary is watching TV now. In action happening now. Mary is watching TV. Mary is now watching TV now. Right? Heather is not working at the moment. هنا في حالة النفي المضارع المستمر في حالة النفي. Is Jill coming to school today? في حالة السؤال المضارع المستمر في حالة السؤال. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. We are traveling to London next week. Higher future plan. Right? So present continuous مضارع مستمر يتكون من ing plus sometimes take now. Right? في حالة هذه موجودة في حالة السؤال وفي حالة النفي. Right? Now let's come to the second tense, which is second tense, which is the present perfect tense. المضارع التام. What do you mean by present perfect tense? We often use the present perfect tense when the time is not mentioned. Alia has been in America. Number 2, when the time is recent. Nahli has just arrived. When the time period has not finished. I have watched 2 movies this week. With 4 and since. Fred has lived here for 10 years. Jill has lived here since 2005. Okay, في present perfect tense هو يعني واضح المضارع التام. Right? So now let's come to the present perfect continuous المضارع التام المستمر. This is very important. We use the present perfect continuous نستخدم المضارع التام المستمر to show that something started in the past. شيء ما بدأ في الماضي and has continued up to now. شيء ما بدأ في الماضي واستمر لحد الآن. Let's take a look on these examples. They have been talking for the last hour. They have been talking. أولا عندنا والمضارع مستمر ing have been هاي تتعلق في الزمن التام. Alright? She has been working at the company for 3 years. Have you been running? Yes. No question. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Right? Okay. Now let's come to the third tense, which is the past simple tense. I think it is a very clear tense. The most tense is clear. We use the past simple نستخدم المضارع البسيط to refer to an action الفعل that started and ended in the past الذي بدأ وانتهى في الماضي. That's all. Okay. Examples here. We have watched TV yesterday evening. هو شاهد التلفاز مساء البارحة. They went shopping last weekend. He didn't work as a teacher 3 years ago. هنا عندنا في المثال الثالث he didn't work as a teacher 3 years ago. استخدم didn't. We don't use does. اوكي طبعا هاي didn't في حالة النفي. في حالة الإثبات في حالة إثبات نستخدم did because the teacher 3 years ago. negative في حالة النفي. أما في حالة الجمع بالنسبة للباست سمبل الماضي البسيط نستخدم ال was أو ال wasn't wasn't أو weren't. They weren't at home last night. هذه في حالة plural جمع. Was he a farmer in the past? Yes, no question. Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. في حالة هذا الماضي المفرد. Right? Now let's come to the past continuous tense. الماضي المستمر. We use the past continuous tense. نستخدم الماضي المستمر for actions الأفعال which were doing اللي كانت مستمرة ولم تنتهي at a particular time in the past في وقت محدد في الماضي. I was reading when he arrived. I was reading. هذا طبعا ماضي مستمر when he arrived. Right? While they were playing the phone rang. It was raining all yesterday evening. Okay, now let's come to the present simple passive. هذا عندنا المبني مجهول والمبني معلوم. المبني مجهول البسيط. Passive voice مبني مجهول is used when the focus is on the action. عندما يكون التركيز في الفعل. وفورم هذه عندنا قاعدة صيغة the present simple passive voice as are, am, past participle of the verb. زائد تصريف الثالث للفعل. Let's take a look at these examples. Ali plays football. هاي active, right? معروف مقام بهذا الفعل وهو علي, right? So we say Ali plays football. Football is played. هاي يسموها passive. يعني من مبني مجهول. Who played the football? We don't know here in this sentence. Okay? So football is played by Ali. High passive. Okay, now let's come to the second tense, which is concerning the simple passive. The passive, okay? The past simple passive مبني مجهول ماضي مبني مجهول بسيط. We use was, were plus past participle of the verb. نستخدم was were زائد تصريف الثالث للفعل. Ali played football. Active. طبعا نفس الصيغة علي نقول. Right? We say Ali played football. Active. And then we say football was played by Ali. Football was played. Right? Football was played by Ali. Football was played by Ali. استخدمنا was لأنه هذا أولا مفرد singular مفرد and then it is past simple. Right? ماضي. Now let's take a look. Let's read the second topic, which is reflexive pronouns, ضمائر الانعكاسية. Alright? For example, I say I myself sometimes. Look at these examples. I sometimes talk to myself. هذا myself معناتها ضمير انعكاسي. Right? You singular yourself. Do you ever ask yourself this question? ضمير انعكاسي. You plural yourselves. Please take good care of yourself. Right? He himself. He wasn't careful and he hurt himself with a knife. She herself. She looked at herself in the mirror. It itself. The cat itself. Right? We ourselves. We will clean the room ourselves. They themselves. They had a nice time. They enjoyed themselves. Right? Now to reflexive pronouns are used in the three situations. Reflexive, number one, reflexive pronouns ضمائر الانعكاسية are used when the subject and object are the same. عندما يكون فاعل والفعل will be as the same. Example, the cat licked itself. The cat licked itself. Reflexive pronouns are used as the objects of a preposition when the subject and object are the same. Example, I sometimes talk to myself. Myself, right? Preposition 2 now. Number 3, reflexive pronouns are used to emphasize the subject. ركز على الموضوع. Example, we will clean the room ourselves. Yeah. Right? Okay, this exercise you can read it by yourself, and also here the next slide you can find the solution for its answers. All the answers here are available. You can read them one by one. Right? So now let's come to the second section, which is reading and speaking. What is reading and speaking here? What makes us human? بشر ما يميزنا. Okay, so we have here the title is 10 things 10 أشياء that makes make us human, right? Let's come here. So what is the first one that differentiate us from other creatures, right? Let's take first one is our brains, الدماغ. That was number one, and then we have walking upright, right? And then we have long childhoods, and then we have 4 language, and number 5 we have music, and also we have arts, which is fun. Number 7 we have tools and technology. Number 8 we have learning from each other, and number 9 we have life after children, right? Number 10 we have clothing and fire. So all these 10 things that make us human. هذه ال10 نقاط المهمة التي تجعلنا تفرقنا عن بقية المخلوقات، وهذه النقاط هي مهمة جدا, right? So you can read all these by yourself, and also you have to read these words on the line, الكلمات التي تحتها line خط. هذه تعتبر كمرادفات ومهمة أيضا في exam, right? Right, so you have to read all these words. So this is the unit of unit 1. Thank you very much.